What's up everybody, Fritz here. In today's video, we're finally replacing the bumper on the F30. So we finally have the replacement bumper that's going to go on this F30. And no, it's not the M3 conversion bumper, but because the owner of this bumper is actually putting that one on their car, we were able to get this bumper replacement for such a good price, in such good condition, and even better, it's the same paint color as this one. So it's gonna go right on without any issues whatsoever. And in this installation, you're gonna see us jack up the car and remove the wheels. But you don't need to do that if you're replacing the bumper of your car. It's just easier to film that way. Now, although we got a great deal on this F30, the main issue with it was that the headlight was pointed downward. And the reason why is because it was involved with a small fender bender that caused the hood to dent downward and push against the headlight. And because of the situation with the fender bender, the bumper on this corner was barely hanging on. So it really wasn't roadworthy, especially at night and at higher speeds. But now that the hood is finally in and the bumper is about to go on, we can readjust the headlights to bring this F30 back to perfect, pristine roadworthiness. So let's jump right into it.
Start by removing the two 8mm screws and push rivet in the wheel well. Then move up to the two 8mm screws that join the bumper and fender. Repeat this on the opposite side. Now we can move on to the bottom, which is secured by a series of 8mm screws and push rivets. Once all that's removed, we can peel back the wheel well liner and disconnect the fog lights. As you can see, mine are in pretty rough shape, but normally you would have to press the side locking tabs before pulling on the connector. Our last set of screws are located under the hood and hidden by this piece of weather stripping. But as we can see, these are not the T25 and T30 screws that hold in the top of the bumper. Regardless, we'll remove them and get the necessary hardware from the dealership. Finally, we can remove the bumper, but make sure the bumper is fully detached from the fender before removing it so it slides right off.
So right now I do have to adjust the headlight, but because these headlights are showing quite a bit of wear, like those spider cracks, I'm actually going to replace them down the line. So don't worry about this stuff now. We'll do a whole video dedicated to the headlights and their adjustments.
With the bumper removed, swap over any necessary hardware like the fog lights. If you do have the fog lights, they do slot in before they're secured by the two T20 screws. Now flip it over and transfer over the license plate frame. On the sides, you have these brackets that go on the bottom side of the bumper where it meets the fender. Make sure that these are installed as they will guide the screws through to the bracket on the fender side. And here are the fender side brackets. If you are getting a new set, it's best to pre-drill it with the screw as they're not pre-drilled. You'll also notice that the brackets are side specific and have locking tabs that engage with the fender as shown here. With all that in place, let's bring in the bumper and make sure that it goes below the under panel and in the headlight groove. Then take a step back to ensure the bumper lines up and looks good in accordance with its attachment points. If everything checks out, we can start putting things back, starting with the fog lights. Moving on to the fender, you'll want to alternate the tightening of each screw and adjust the bumper accordingly. Now that the fender is aligned, let's secure the wheel well liner with the 8mm screws and push rivets. Repeat this on the opposite side, before securing the bottom. Now for the top. First, slide in the bumper into the S-clamps. You should have 4 of these, but I was only able to pick up 2. These 2 empty slots next to the screw hole is where the other S-clamps should be. Also ensure the bumper is secured under the headlight tab here. Now we can screw on the 2 ends, which are held in by 2 T25 screws. Then, using the correct T30 screws, secure the top middle section. Lastly, reapply the weather stripping and close the hood. This hood and bumper combination does not exactly line up, so we have a little bit of adjusting to do. If you need to adjust how far out or in the bumper goes, you're just going to want to adjust the T30 and T25 screws and simply slide it out or in. If you need to adjust the height of the bumper, you'll want to only loosen the 2 outer torque screws on the bumper. And then you'll notice that you have these 10mm bolts over here. With those bolts loosened, you'll be able to grab the grille and raise or lower the bumper in alignment with the hood. And this will give you the perfect alignment and just enough gap to have that professional look with all the satisfaction knowing you did it yourself.
So now this F30 is finally ready to hit the road without us worrying about anything happening to the hood or the bumper. But first, we gotta wash it. So if you're looking to do this job yourself, all the tools that we use are gonna be down in the description links. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future BMW videos. And leave any questions that you have for me down in the comment section below. Now with that said, I gotta hit the car wash and I'll see all of you guys in the next one.